Good morning. So it's April 10th, and I'm going to be kicking off these notes with the Entrepreneur of Impact. And reminder, I'm in this competition. It's still going on. I don't know when it's going to end. They just keep knocking off competitors at the bottom. But if you have not voted, please go and vote for me because it'll really help me out. And I'm going to do really great things with it. And also, just a reminder that I put some nudity on the table. And if you don't remember that, go a couple journal notes back. But that offer's still there. So if you want to see all the pieces, then vote. Vote for me. Also, some exciting news. I'm going to be in some press. So there's going to be some articles coming out about me. I also won an award, which is really exciting too. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet because I don't want to be gloaty. But you'll see communications come down the pipe about that shortly. Like going through this and not scaling until sort of the last minute sort of really brought to light. I don't care about numbers, but it's amazing how many people other do. And it's amazing how many people determine your worth based on what you have. And I think in the next few months that will show face quite plainly. And I think I'm going to get backhanded with the amount of people that will switch sides as soon as you have a little power. Lemmings. Y'all don't even see how vapid you are. So a reminder, until I have accountability for my father's will, I'm going to continue to post this in every video. So this is the accounting firm that lied to me about my father's will. And this is the lawyer that sat across the table and lied to my face. Now, I have not written the law societies, and I'm going to send it to a bunch just in case. The law societies I haven't gotten a chance to write them a letter yet, but don't worry, I will post a video with the letter in it so everybody can see what I sent to. Again, accountability. So as I go through starting to put the advertising together for the label, and understand I'm not actually advertising yet, that will go out through a third party. I'm just posting it so you guys can see it and maybe gain a couple purchases there. But I just wanted to leave a quick note because I did post some ragey videos about my problems with Authority Hoodie. I just wanted to note that does not include the top of the house in Canada right now. Mark, I don't know if you're going to see this, but I have never been more impressed with a leader. You're doing a great job. That note specifically was to the authority figures in the domestic abuse arena, which are currently in conflict of interest in a whole bunch of group chats and probably a whole bunch of different places too. God help you if I ever get my hands on those. Community news. Now, I've dealt with my mother's triangulation for my entire life, and it was either directly from her or through my brother. I can smell it a mile away. Now, to the people around the table, I want you to ask yourself real hard why this woman that you haven't talked to for so long is suddenly so interested, suddenly wants to chat, gossiping, telling everybody I have so much time on my hands and that's the only reason I would get to work on this project, slowly dissuading me away from doing what I'm supposed to do, right? Dropping bombs like I shouldn't worry about the will, right? You don't think you're being used? Do you understand that you're a pawn here? Do you understand that you're relaying messages off of somebody malicious? That woman has been the most jealous person in my entire life for my entire life. And I knew it for my entire life. I never acted back against it because what am I going to do when your mom's jealous of you? I didn't say a bloody word until the moment it impacted my child's life. Now the gloves are off. But the fact that you're allowing a malicious person that I've told you is malicious to triangulate messages to me, even though you're aware, is unacceptable. That is a betrayal directed at me, and it will be dealt with as such. Now, I'm really low. I'm really behind on my accountability list. I've been very busy, and I probably won't get to this betrayal for a while, but I'll get to it, and I'm catching up quick. So if you're allowing my mother to triangulate you, if you're getting messages through here and like slowly like low leveling them in conversation, I would strongly suggest that you stop right now. Now, if you want to see the people that are rising up against me now, I have three groups. So it's my ex and his pack of monkeys, my mother and her pack of Karens, and now a new one below me, which is the new pack of young Karens, which now also want to take hits at me too. So let me retaliate my way, which is not anything like you, because I'm not like you. And I also will never be like you. You know what I retaliate with? Is truth and knowledge. So let me give you a little bit of holistic theories to shove this along. Now, this note is specifically to the boys a generation down, the one that were demeaned by my ex's generation. And that's a broad scale because people have babies at different times. But if you were demeaned by your daddy and you're younger than me, you're probably part of that pack. Hi, my little male light bulbs. Now, when you were young, you probably were demeaned by your father, so you were pushed into your feminine role in your childhood. You're probably creative, funny, charming, probably got a lot of attention. You were probably emotional and called over emotional, and you may have suffered from ADD. You're part of my pack. Based on your personality type, up until this point, or maybe you've already healed, but you probably attracted some very controlling women, the other polar. Life. With a controlling woman, you will sit in this role for the rest of your life, which in some cases, a lot of people like it over here, right? If you like to have your creativity, if you want to be the flighty one, then stay here. But if you don't, if you want to step into your masculine role, you have to find somebody more feminine than you. Life. If you want the happily ever after, and that's exactly what it is. If you want the happily ever after, you have to find somebody more feminine than you. And I will tell you, if you find somebody more feminine than you, she will push you right where you're supposed to be. Now, the ones more feminine than you were raised by controlling mothers. Ah, God, that sounds like a story. God, happily ever after, man of controlling father, woman of a controlling mother. So familiar, I don't know, for the last 200 years. A prophecy written for 200 years. Now, there's not going to be a ton of super feminine women in your generation, unfortunately, because you were polarized over there. So they polarized on the other side, which means, unfortunately, the generation below me is a lot of controlling women. So you might have to go around that. If you're dating sisters, I would go with the emotional one. She's probably going to be discombobulated. She's supposed to be. You are her combobulation. You're supposed to come in and combobulate her. That's your role. So there's not a lot in your generation you're going to want to look up. Down's probably a little too young now, but you're going to want to look up, which is amazing because there's like a whole bunch of older ladies that are suddenly looking about 10 years younger than they should be. Funny how nature works like that, huh? To do this, you're probably going to have to flake off from some of your family ties. Why? Because your family ties are going to want to keep you in the feminine role. They want you there. You're an energy source. If you want happily ever after, you're going to have to grow some balls. One last note. If you're following your douche canoe brethren from above in demeaning the feminines of this generation, like I want you to think every time you open that group chat, I want you to think about your mom. Because basically you're doing what your dad did to your mom 25 years ago when you were in tow. One last note before I go, and this is for my gang stalking victims in Ontario. If you have been the victim of gang stalking in this province, I want you to find me. We've got work to do. We're going to flip the tables real quick.